Buying a home in Yakima, the price tag on the listing is not the full story. I see this all the time. Buyers budget for their down payment and their monthly mortgage, but forget about the other costs that come with owning a home. So today we're breaking down the hidden costs of buying a home in Yakima so you can make confident, informed decisions before you even write that first offer. Hey everyone, I'm Corie Burck, Realtor with Keller Williams, Yakima Valley, and your strategic educator for all things Yakima real estate. My goal is always to help you understand what's really happening behind the scenes in our market, especially when it comes to money. So let's unpack the hidden costs that can surprise even experienced buyers. Now, first, I want to talk about upfront costs that most buyers miss. So let's start with what you'll pay before you even get the keys. Most buyers know about their down payment, but not all the extras that pile up on the way to closing. The first key point I want to hit on is closing costs. These are typically 2 to 5% of the purchase price, depending on the price of the home, and they include escrow, title, lender, and recording fees. On a $400,000 home, that could be anywhere from $8,000 to $20,000, and no, it's not all negotiable. Number 2 are inspection fees. They're usually a few $100 to $500, and they are worth every penny to uncover issues before closing. And in older Yakima homes, especially the mid-century gems, my favorite, plumbing and electrical issues can be big surprises. You also have appraisal and credit report fees. These are often required by your lender and they are often paid up front. You also have an earnest money deposit. This is a deposit that shows that you're serious. It's your collateral in the contract, typically refundable under contingencies, but it's still cash you need to have ready. And then the next part I want to talk about ongoing costs after you move in. So you've closed on your new Yakima area home. Congratulations. Now, this is where hidden costs really start to show up. The first hidden cost that we see that catches people off guard is property taxes. In Yakima County, these will rise as neighborhoods appreciate. I can always pull a tax history so you have kind of a good idea of what percentage to expect for it to raise over time. But it's kind of an unknown. If you're buying a new construction home, you will know that your property taxes will go up dramatically because the property taxes when you bought the home were based on the lot, not on the completed home. So your property taxes will go up the first year dramatically. The second is homeowners insurance. You want to expect about 1%, one half of 1% of the purchase price as a premium per year on your insurance. Utilities, gas, electric, water, sewer. Older homes may cost more to heat and cool. You can ask the sellers for a 12-month history if you can. And then maintenance. A good rule of thumb is to budget 1 to 3% of the home's value annually for upkeep. So on a $600,000 home, that'd be about $6,000 a year. And HOA or special assessments. These are less common here in Yakima in single-family neighborhoods. You'll know about them ahead of time. Special assessments you should know about ahead of time as we get a title report, and we will be talking to the neighborhoods. Where I see these things come into play more often is 55 and older neighborhoods that have like condos or manufactured homes on leased land. We see those HOA fees rise rapidly over time in some of those areas. So next I want to talk about costs that are especially relevant here in Yakima. And the first is the older homes. Many have original windows, insulation, or plumbing, and those upgrades can really add up fast. If you are going to be buying an older home or a fixer-upper, you want to budget even well below what you can be approved for. Next is slope and drainage. View lots and hillside properties often mean extra drainage or retaining wall maintenance. Energy efficiency. Summers are hot and winters are cold, and insulation and HVAC costs really add up here more than they do in other places. So you might be asking yourself, how do you plan for all of this without feeling overwhelmed? Well, some tips that may help. The first is you want to get a realistic budget. You want to include closing costs in the upfront costs, and you want to include yearly maintenance when you're looking at your monthly budget. You also want to do a really thorough inspection. You can even add a sewer scope or a thermal scan for older homes. You want to do your well inspection. You want to do your septic inspection. If they recommend additional inspections, probably do them. Also, you want to build a home repair fund now. Even $100 a month really helps. You also want to review taxes and utilities during your inspection period. And you want to work with a realtor who knows the local quirks like me, because they can often anticipate expenses before they surprise you. Now, I want to tell like a little anecdote here. I once had a buyer who fell in love with a gorgeous home, but the retaining wall needed so much money in repairs, and because they caught it early, they negotiated that cost before closing and they avoided a huge hit later. So that's really why planning matters. We were told by the inspector we needed to have an engineer look at it. We had an engineer look at it. They told us how much it was gonna cost, and then we were able to make informed decisions and negotiations from there. So listen to your inspector when they tell you to get things checked out. So those are the real hidden costs of buying a home in Yakima, the ones that don't show up in that listing price, but absolutely affect your comfort and your wallet long term. So if you're thinking about buying here in the Yakima Valley, let's make a plan that keeps you prepared and confident every step of the way. You can reach me anytime at corieburck@gmail.com. And if this video helps you, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's starting their home search. It really supports the channel and helps others make smarter decisions. See you in the next one.